before we start off this video, I just want to say this will be spoiler-free. I'm not going to be talking about spoilers for Xenoblade Wii, so if you haven't finished the game yet, you're safe. However, in the comments, if you're going to be discussing spoilers and theories about this game in general, then please tag spoilers just for anyone that hasn't beaten Xenoblade Chronicles Wii. Just to make sure. You know, I don't want anyone to be spoiled or anything. I would hate for that to happen. So just tag your spoilers. I won't be spoiling anything in this video, or at least I won't be trying to. Might say a minor thing, but that'll be it. Anyway, though, please enjoy the video. What is up, everybody? Sorkin K3 here, and oh my lord, January 12th, 2017. Holy jeez, and the following 24 hours, we're still in those. Actually, wait, this would be. I'm recording this right at 10, so this is like the 24th hour. The 24th hour. The Switch presentation happened exactly 1 day ago. Holy floof. So basically, the Switch presentation, Nintendo had a whole live stream thing. They had a huge event, and lots of people were there. It was like a whole, their own E3 thing. And they were announcing games for the Switch, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm hoping that Monolith and Suda tease something. And floofin', Monolith revealed Xenoblade Chronicles 2! Not X2! 2! They revealed Xenoblade Chronicles 2! What? Who saw this coming? Who saw this at all? The trailer happened, and I said, wow, new Monolith IP. I'm hyped for this. And then we get to the end of the trailer, and it's not like Xeno World or Xeno Fantasy, it's Xenoblade Chronicles 2! My brain was just like, what? Like, legit, I was freaking out in my chair. I was like, you should have seen me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do, because last night, I was just so happy. I was tweeting out like, guys, I reached pure happiness. I'm good for the rest of the night and the rest of my life. Please, just be happy with your life. And then Flippin' Suda51 came out on stage and announced Travis Touchdown's coming back. He's coming back, dudes. So, yeah, no one's ever played No More Heroes except me and like 10 other people, but that was like the biggest surprise in the history of anything. So, if No More Heroes 3 becomes a thing, I was the only one who asked for it, like, repeatedly. Go back to my first Switch video from back in October. Just go to it. It's amazing. I begged. I pleaded. No More Heroes 3 is a thing. That's not what we're here to talk about, though. We're here to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I can't get used to saying that name. It's so weird. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be on the Switch, made by Monolith Soft, of course. And a lot has changed. I'm not even talking about, like, Xenoblade to Xenoblade X change. I mean, it's probably more similar to the original, honestly. Just a lot more aesthetic stuff has changed. For one, the art style. Have you seen the art style? They went from Xenoblades, just the low-res 480, and Xenoblade's graphics looked amazing for a Wii game. They went from the low-res weird models from Xenoblade Wii, and again, I love those models so much. I think they look great. But that we didn't have anything to compare them to, besides like Xenosaga and Xenogears. But I never played those. Then we had Xenoblade X, where, looking back, I don't like a lot of the models in Xenoblade X. They look very rough. Something about their faces, like especially Lyn. What is wrong with Lyn's face in Xenoblade X? Like, holy floof. And then some of people's heads in that game looked very. What am I trying to say? It was very noticeable because of the higher quality textures. You didn't really notice it in Xenoblade Wii, but a lot of characters' heads looked very polygonal? They looked very square. Like, they had, like, edges from looking back, of course. I don't know. I haven't looked at Xenoblade X in a while, but from what I remember, they look very, like, edgy. I didn't want to say it, but I did. I will finish Xenoblade X soon, actually. I'm promising for once. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the art style has taken more of a hybrid approach, you know? It looks like we got the fantasy aesthetic of Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. Looks like we've got the updated graphics of Xenoblade X, which is now even more updated. It looks amazing, but the characters, they're so different now. It doesn't look like the previous 2 games, and I saw a lot of people complaining like, this isn't a Xenoblade game, this is anime! This is anime! Which really confused me, because Xenoblade's always been anime. What the floof are you talking about? Like, the art style may not have looked it, but it's always been an anime. I remember seeing a video where, don't quote me on this, but I saw a video where they were talking about facts about Xenoblade, right? And they said that Xenoblade Wii was designed to be like a shonen anime. So, yeah. And it makes sense. Xenoblade is very much like a shonen anime. I would agree, and I like it that way. And I like the aesthetic. I'm a sucker for like vibrant colors in an anime aesthetic. I'm biased to that, so maybe that's why I like it more, but it looks so good. At first when I saw it, I was like, these are Tails characters. These aren't Xenoblade characters. But, you know, the art style's growing on me. I think the rest of the game looks perfect, but, like, the art style, the models don't look bad. The females, the waifus, in that, I keep calling them waifus, what's wrong with me? The girls in that trailer looked amazing. The blonde girl at the later half looked very much like a Xenoblade character. I got some Fiora vibes. Maybe that's just because of the blonde hair. I don't know. But the only thing I didn't like in terms of the art style was the character that seems to be our main protagonist, the one with the Monado-looking sword. I don't know what that is. The character with the Monado-looking sword looks to be our protagonist. I don't like his design. I'm kind of hoping we get like a Xenoblade X customization type thing, but at the same time I don't, because I want a canonical looking character. I don't want like 70,000 different like, oh, here's my main character, here's mine. And I like that idea, but when you have a game with iconic characters, like you want a game with an iconic protagonist you can just look at, say, that's Shulk, he's from Xenoblade, that's Zale, he's from the last story, you know? Floofin, that's Lightning, she's from Final Fantasy, that's Cloud, he's also from Final Fantasy, like stuff like that. You look at Xenoblade X, you look at the main character, and you're like, well, who's that from? Like, someone looking in, they're not even gonna have a chance of figuring it out if they don't know games. Like, at least if they know games, they're gonna at least know, like, oh, is that Cloud from Final Fantasy? I don't know. I just want an iconic protagonist. And I feel like I hope they update the main character in his face, because something is wrong with his face. I think it's the floofing eyes, because they close weirdly. It's like the whole eye just vanishes, and it comes back. And he doesn't have a nose? It's weird. He looks weird to me. The girls in that trailer look great, though. I like the red-haired girl, the blonde girl. That's all the characters we were shown, though, besides, like, background characters that were hard to see. But, you know, I like the new art style. It looks very unique, very detailed, and it reminded me of Final Fantasy XIV. A bunch, like, just riding on mounts, you know, the airship part, just walking around. It just gave me Final Fantasy XIV vibes, and that's a great vibe to give, because Final Fantasy XIV is one of the best games I played last year. And I really want to play it, more of it, but I didn't renew my subscription, and I should probably get to doing that, but my internet refuses to download the game. It's complicated. But yeah, I like the art style. Alright. I took some notes of things to talk about, so I'm going off that. What should we talk about next? My initial reaction? I should have started off with that. Did I start off with that? Oh yeah. I said I've reached pure happiness earlier when No More Heroes 3 basically was revealed. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Can I tell you all a secret? I legit cried. I legit. I wish I got my reaction. I don't cry very often unless it's like a sad part in the game. But, you know, if you ever see someone post like, I'm literally crying, they're probably not crying. But I was actually crying. I wish I got my reaction so bad. I was legit in tears. Water was on my face. Oh my god. It was just, wow. It was amazing. I was so happy last night. The Switch looks great. The game lineup looks great. A lot of people don't seem to like the game lineup. What do you all think of the game lineup? Please Post in the comments what you think. I would love to hear what everyone thinks of the Switch lineup. So far, I think it's looking great. We could definitely have some more, though. It's looking kind of lackluster in terms of, like... I don't know, it's got a lot of variety. I like that. The 78th version of Street Fighter 2. Yep, that's good. Yeah, I was flipping tearing up. It was amazing. Yeah, just, it's so beautiful. Like, you wouldn't think it's another Xenoblade at first, because you're like, oh, they need to make a sequel to X, but this isn't futuristic, so what's it gonna be? It's Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like, what? And then people are talking about how this game is gonna have ties to, like, Xenosaga, because I think there were some symbols in the trailer that looked like they were from something from Xenosaga? I don't know. I have not played Xenosaga, so I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. I'm sorry. I should play Xenosaga, though. I really need to. But, yeah. People are, like, having theories it's been connected to Xenosaga, and I don't know if I would agree with that, because did Monolith ever do something like that in the past? I mean, I swear, way back, I heard people connecting Xenoblade X to Xenogears. And I wouldn't know about that, because I hadn't played Xenogears either. Call me a Xeno fan, why don't you, when I haven't even played, like, most of the games in the franchise. I should really get to doing that. But, yeah. I don't think it's going to have any connections to, like, any non-Xenoblade games. It's probably going to be connected to Xenoblade Chronicles Wii, which is my next topic I'm going to talk about. Nice segue. Nice segue, me. It's probably going to be connected to Xenoblade Chronicles Wii. I have some theories, but I'm kind of scared to talk about them because one of them's great. One of them's alright. One of them's like, oh, they're going to go this route. I don't want that last one, though. First one, this is going to take... And remember, there's going to be no spoilers. I'm going to try to spoil this as... No, I'm going to try to not spoil as best as I can, alright? It's going to take place, like, way down the years after Xenoblade Chronicles Wii. What's my reasoning for this? I was originally saying, like, it's not gonna connect. There's no way it can connect. I was thinking about that for a little bit. And then I didn't notice this for the longest time. I kept watching the trailer over and over, but I noticed this right before recording this. The main character's sword, it has, like, a green laser coming out of it in part of the trailer when he's, like, running toward the screen. It's got a green laser coming out of it. Go back and look at that, dude. Like, holy floof. I didn't notice that. So, he's got a Monado-type sword. That's already a good sign of things to come. Yes! He's got, like, a Monado-looking sword. It's much different from the Monado's design. Instead of, like, a big circle in the middle, it's got, like, a little rectangle. I don't have a picture up right in front of me, but from what I remember, people were saying it looked like there was a Telethia wing on the sword. And I can see that. It's got some wing design going on. So, and the Telethia wing doesn't really mean it's connected to the Xenoblade Wii because, well, the Telethia were in Xenoblade Chronicles X. A couple of them were. A couple of Telethia were in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And the Nopon. The Nopon were also in the trailer for Xenoblade 2, but then again, Nopon are basically a staple in the Xenoblade universe now. That's a thing, the Xenoblade universe. The Xenoblade games? Not universe? I don't know. They're pretty much like a main staple in the Xenoblade games at this point. So, you know, that doesn't really mean it's connected. I think the Monado-looking sword means it's connected somehow, though. Unless they're just gonna retell a very similar story with completely different characters in a different world, you know? I don't know, I'm fine with either, to be honest. I would love to play another Xenoblade game that's not Xenoblade Wii, and not Xenoblade X. I still want a sequel to X, though, don't get me wrong. Actually, let me segue off into something else really quick about Xenoblade X. I know a lot of people don't like Xenoblade X, but the beginning half, it struggles. It struggled to keep me hooked. I was like, I'm gonna quit this game. I can't play this game. But I kept going. And the second half of Xenoblade Chronicles X is amazing. If you drop Xenoblade X before you got a Skell, it's worth it. The long mission for the Skell is definitely worth it. You get a giant robot to pilot all over the planet to do missions with and kill enemies with, and the game feels like it really opens up. It feels like you can go anywhere. Well, not until you get the flight module where you can actually fly everywhere you want, but, you know, it just feels a lot more open. And if you didn't get to that point in Xenoblade X, I really recommend you do. Because the scales do cost a lot of money after you get your first one for free, but they are so fun. Alright, the second half of Xenoblade X was stellar, and I'm really hoping that game gets a sequel. And my little theory is that Xenoblade X and Xenoblade are now their own separate things. I originally had a theory that was very convoluted that Xenoblade Chronicles was connected to Xenoblade Chronicles X, but now I think that theory is completely busted, to be honest with you. Now that Xenoblade 2 is a thing. And maybe the universes still connect, but whatever, I think X is its own thing now. So I feel like X is gonna get a sequel down the line. They're gonna have a Xenoblade series and a Xenoblade X series. Those who want a more fantasy RPG and those who want more sci-fi, you know? And I like both, so hey, it benefits me the most, but I really do hope they release a Xenoblade X2 at some point down the line to satisfy the Xenoblade X fans who want more of that story. And I want more of that story, but I also would love to see what they're doing with this new one right now. The thing I was talking about, what this game, my theory about how this game connects. The theory that I just talked about is that it does connect. It takes place way down the line. When, I don't know if the main crew from Xenoblade Wii would even be in it, to be honest with you. It could take place years after the ending. We don't know if the gang's even, like, will they be old? That'd be cool to see, like, old Shulk. I want to see Shulk in that art style, to just see how weird he looks. I think Shulk would look good, though, in that art style, to be honest with you. My other theory is that it does not connect to Xenoblade Chronicles Wii. And Nintendo is just making their own Final Fantasy. They're making Monolith make them a Final Fantasy. Like, yo, Final Fantasy 15 wasn't very good. It sold a lot, but it wasn't very good. Make us a Final Fantasy. And Monolith's like, you got it. And it's like, Xenoblades are their Final Fantasy. And, you know, I'd be down for that, to be honest. I love the Final Fantasy series, but I don't know. It feels like at this point they don't know what to do with the series, and I didn't really like what I played at 15. I have a lot of problems with it. I like a lot of it, but I also have a lot of problems. Kind of not hyped for the 7 remake as much as I was before 15 now. And, you know, it feels like Square doesn't know what they want to do with Final Fantasy. So if Nintendo goes this route, I'd be fine with it. But I doubt they're doing that because this game feels like it is connected to Xenoblade Chronicles Wii. Because of the Monado-shaped sword. No, not Monado-shaped sword. The Monado-like sword. Actually, you know, the Monado-looking sword kind of looks like, what was it called? The floofing beam katana-looking things in Xenoblade X. Oh. Oh, that. Oh. Oh, no, that's how it connects. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Anyway, the stupid, what were they called in Xenoblade X? The light swords? I don't remember what they were called. I haven't used that weapons class in so long. Yeah, that could be a thing. I legit just thought of that now. Anyway, yeah, I feel like it's gonna connect to Xenoblade Wii in some way because of the banana-looking sword. Alright? As for everything else, if this does connect to the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles Wii, then where is this? What area is this? Like, is this a colony? Is this like a new colony? I don't know, dude. It's really hard to, like, tell what these areas are supposed to be. There was, like, an airship, which I think is going to be amazing. There was a forest. Machina Forest might be coming back. That'd be lit. I just said that'd be lit. Oh, no. There was this, like, a bazaar. Not like a bizarre. Like a bazaar, like a shopping area. And, yeah, it just... There was a lot of area variety, and then one of the things in the trailer moved at the beginning, so it's like, what is that? I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm not the person to go to for theories or anything, so I'm not going to say anything, but, you know, I just want to know everything, okay? I want to know what's going on. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped, dude. We talked about the Monado thing. We talked about the world. What else is there to talk about? We got art style, connection to Wii, thoughts, initial reaction. That tree at the end of the trailer. Now, where was our protagonist standing at the end of this trailer? It looks very similar to the Xenoblade Chronicles Wii title screen, where it's just the Monado on a grassy field with Mechon remains on the ground, looking over at Mechonis. And it looks very similar. The Xenoblade Chronicles 2 end trailer screen looked very familiar. It was the main character standing with his sword in the ground, looking off at a tree in the distance with a gigantic dragon thing coming up from the clouds. It was weird. What is this dragon? Is that gonna be our main antagonist? I don't think it would be, because that'd be kind of a lame villain, but that's probably like that's probably an enemy you could fight, because they wouldn't just spend that much time on a model for nothing. Maybe you can ride dragons. Ooh, that'd be fun. You've already been shown we can ride animals, so hey, ride a dragon over to the tree, protag. What is that tree, though? I don't know what the tree's supposed to represent. I probably should have looked into that, but I didn't. It's probably not going to represent this, but, you know, the Nopon live in a big tree in their village in Machina Forest back in Xenoblade Wii. So, this is kind of a... this is a dumb theory. What if the Nopon are the dominant species in this game, and the Homs have been knocked down, and they have to live under the Nopon control? That's why there was so many Nopon in the shopping area! Dude, that'd be a crazy plot. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but I just thought of that off the top of my head. In fact, haven't the Nopon, like, always lived in trees? Actually, no, not in Xenoblade X. In Xenoblade X, they were all caravans, and they were all traveling around the planet. Xenoblade X was weird. Yeah. But, I don't know what that tree is supposed to be. What do you think the tree is supposed to be? Do you think it's supposed to represent, like, the higher-ups of this world? You think it's supposed to... What do you think it's supposed to represent? What do you think the tree is? Leave in the comments below. I want to know what the tree is supposed to be, because in Xenoblade Wii's title screen, we were looking off at the Mechonis. Well, not the title screen, the box art. We were looking off at Mechonis because Mechonis was our enemy in that game, right? So, is the tree, whatever's in the tree, gonna be our enemy? Or is the tree itself our enemy? Or are we trying to protect this tree? What if it's one of those plots where the planet is, the new trees are being sucked out of the planet and we have to stop it, you know? That'd be interesting. I don't think it's gonna be like that, though. I don't even think we even saw an enemy. We didn't see combat in that trailer, actually. Wow, we just saw a cutscene of the main character going toward the screen with his Monado sword. That's not the Monado. It was weird. But yeah. I'm really hyped for the game. I don't really know what else to say about it, to be honest. What else can I say at this point? I think I've covered everything. There's probably going to be some crazy analysis videos, and I've never been good at, like, analyzing, like, trailers for anything, so I'm going to wait for Game Explain, to be honest. I rarely ever watch Game Explain, but I'm going to watch this analysis if they make one, because I want to know what's going on. Leave your theories in the comments below, and if they involve spoilers, remember to tag those spoilers, and I would love to read what you think's going to be what this game's going to be about. What do you think it's going to be about? Anyway, yeah. I think I've talked about all I can for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. It really helps out a lot, shows that you care and want to see Xenoblade Chronicles 2 content on this channel. And before you ask, the question I have been getting ever since yesterday, at the time of this going up, yes, I am going to be Let's Playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 blind. It's happening. I don't know why people need to ask this, because it's so obvious, because it's me. Why would I not Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2? I'm so hyped for this game. I really hope you all are hyped for it too. If you're not hyped for it, leave a comment why. If it's the art style putting you off, I don't blame you. It's very different, but I like it. I'm welcome to this change. I like the Tales aesthetic. I've never really gotten into, like, a Tales game, but I think the art style looks very similar to a Tales game, if I didn't mention that earlier. I think that's fine, though. That's fine. Just fix the main character's face and give him an iconic hairstyle. But yeah, I think I'll be it for this video. Thank you all again for watching. I'm Sorky3, signing off. Peace out, my little keychains, and good night.